Recording progress.
Can you see that now?
Yeah, I can see it. It's a little bit
Okay.
bigger.
And then we know for the next time to zoom
Yes,
in 100.
reading. Reading. Welcome to the sample practice test. The goal is to help you prepare.
The goal is to help you prepare for these type of questions you will see on the GED test. So this
Right.
is a real thing if you are going to take it in a testing center. If you're unsure of an answer, select review later to come back. So you're more than welcome to pass on that question. Like if you
Right.
see it on a TV game show when they have a minute left, they pass on to that question and go to the next one until they get the right answer.
Yeah, what you got to do is to use the customer fort
Fonts,
front customer front.
yeah,
I
it's the size of the writing to adjust to your eyes so you can read it correctly.
mhm.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay.
So,
But you
so here's the deal. There's information on here, and it'll show you what you need to do. So basically, view passage one. It says change in policy email.
mhm.
So it's like reading a letter, and then you're reading down on it.
Uh-huh.
Like you're reading a piece of mail.
You're talking about the second paragraph or the first? No, I
This
see
one
what
right here. See the cursor right here?
um
Over to the left.
on to the left,
Let me use a marker. How about that? See
yeah,
this
that's
right
good.
here?
Yeah, I see. Okay. To all the employees from him
Human resource.
resource human resources subjected to change in the policy, right?
Yes.
This email is to notify you of a change in our after hours work policy. Um,
Okay,
finally,
1 minute. Back up for a second. First of all, it's change in our hours after policy, and then it's formally.
right? Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Form,
Formally. Form.
finally approved, right?
Yes.
Employees, we were allowed on the premises,
Premises.
premises during evening hours. Effectively this Monday, we can no longer allow employees on the what's that word? CON cons
Premises.
commerce
Premises after 8 p.m. It's like a trespass thing.
comment. Okay, this the safe of all of the employees
You're
is
reading the wrong line.
oh
It's
you
right
read
up where
it,
the blue line is.
just follow the line.
Yeah, follow the
Okay,
line.
okay. Promises after 8 p.m. This discussion was recently based on security, and um, it's not, yeah, security. The safe of all of our employees is the un,
Utmost,
un,
utmost.
un utmost concern to us. And recently, evening have cautious caused us to re-examine re-examine our cruel,
All right.
current protection.
Okay, let's try the next one here.
Okay, protects, that like word protect, P-A-R-A. Okay,
Okay, 1 minute.
okay, okay, okay. Although many of our, although many of your, you have probably hard time already. We went to office, offer,
Officially.
officially inform you that our security system was back, B-R-E-A, breach, B-R-E-A-C-H, breach, and our one person working in the office, and she manager managed to call the police, police, safe, safe, as well as laptop and iPad. He or she except before
Escaped.
escape, yeah, escape before the police for the escape for the police. Call the person and have and call and respond and has not yet been was identified after using on arrest until we can com- confirm that the building is secure. You must not be in the building at after 8 p.m. Okay, the next one. Um, we would prefer we would prefer that okay we would prefer that we would prefer that employee leave the premises at the end of the rule or
Regular,
at
regular, regular
at
work.
the end of um regard regard,
Regular, regular.
yeah, regular workday regular workday at 5 p.m. We understand, however, that project you
Project,
need,
project.
yeah, however, that projects uh, dealing deadline often require working past the end of the regular workday. It 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 will
If you need,
yeah need you need to be in the building from the hour of 5 p.m. To 8 to 8 p.m. We usually we urge, right, urge you to be fed. What's that word? VIG, finalized.
okay, where are you at?
A time where you need to be in the building from. I read that.
Okay, yeah,
Next one.
you need to be in
Yeah,
the building from hours of 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
yeah. And
We urge
then
you to be
and that
vigilant
word
to
that
call
word
911 detective.
usually usually we usually use to be vigilant. VIGI. Vandalism. balance, and right here. That's where I'm at. Can you see it? Yeah,
You're to be
different.
diligent to call 911. Now, so basically what it's saying is if there's after hour suspicious activity, if someone's trying to break into the building, call 911 if you detect suspicious activity.
Right. Okay. And so
Suspicious.
suspicious activity, right? I
Yes,
missed all.
activity.
I didn't read that for like the vandalists and to call 911 immediately if you detect detect uh, um, suspicious action. This company take the safe and well-being of its employees very very secure. Secure. We are working on um, acquired
Acquiring.
acquired a advanced security to more to
Monitor.
monitor the ground the ground late late last night.
Hmm.
But usually until then, please be sure to learn the building in timely manner.
Yeah,
Leave the building timely manner.
very good. Very good. Okay. Now we got the question up here. Who was in the office during the break-in? Was it some employees, one employee, no one, or one janitor?
Let me read it. Who was in the building during during the break in? Some employees, one employee, no employees of janitor, right?
Janitor.
I think I would say some employees.
Some employees?
Yeah,
Okay, so we got 2 out of 10.
that's right.
No, we won't find out till the end because it has that thing at the end. So under the policy, the latest employees are allowed to stay at work is
Yeah,
it
1 hour after shut in
shift?
5 to 5 p.m. As late as necessary, 8. I would say 5 p.m.
Okay. Formally approved employees were allowed on the premises during the evening hours. In this sentence from the passage, what does premises mean?
Let
Does
me
it
read.
mean
And the sentence, okay. And the sentence, and this sentence from the passenger, what does primacy mean? Primacy will be, let me see that word. Is that garden, building, um, system, uh, idea? The
premise?
primacy,
Premises means property. So are they talking about a garden? Are they talking about a building? Are they talking about a system? Or are they talking about an idea?
um, he was talking about um, the building.
Okay, all right.
But I'm looking at I gave you got to talk about the building because idea. it'd be something else. So let's see what we got.
Yep. Which choice would you be most effective way to use this email and fact sheet? So I'll let you read through the answer. If you want to read the question, you read through the question. If you want me to read the answer to the question, it's your choice. Basically, you just tell me what you want me to do.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up a little bit.
What I said was that it's your choice if you want me to read the question, the answers to you, or if you want to try it by yourself.
No, you can go ahead and read it, and then after I get this the next time out, I'll go for it. Uh,
Okay, all right. So, which choice would be most effective way to use this email in the fact sheet? The email should not be used to all people because it's impolite. The change in the policy should be used for explaining the policy. That's A. For B, the fact sheet should be used because it would be ineffective with employees. The email should be used to introduce and enforce the policy. So basically, what they're asking is, which is the best way in this email to be more professional about it instead of just all of a sudden throwing it at them in a tool. Like for
um,
instance, like for
uh,
instance, if let's say you had rules in your house, right? And you were telling your younger son when he was like 14, 15, or 16, and he didn't know about those rules. Is
I
that
would I would say that's the one last one. That's one last one, not the last one, but the one to that. The email should be used to explain why the company and and
instituting?
and security new rules. The first, the fact is still as shared SHET shared should be used should be used and easy refer
Yep,
employees to keep their
employees to keep their desks. Okay,
keep their debt.
okay. We'll go to the next one.
Okay.
So,
What
but
what uh what thought or describe by these sentences and the passage? The narrator, right?
yep,
The author, Dave of Handes.
Hendricks.
I would say I'm gonna go with narrator. That might be wrong, but I'll go for it. Okay. Uh, Number David is 13 years old boy, hugging his dry,
Dirty.
hugging his dirty toddler, right?
Eddie.
Teddy bear,
Yep.
as he walked. What does this detail suggest about David? Um, he is uh, hugging S U. It's sagging. That's S sagging this um, and among what's that word? O emotionally, right?
Yes.
Emotionally, David is more likely to several years old than a 13. He act like a 7 year than a 13. Um, he's jogging, uh, struggling. It's struggle that Dave is looking for his mother and father. It's struggle that Dave is lost and doesn't know where he is. It's it struggled. Okay, I'll go with the one that he do. Let's see, his struggles that David is more and not taller than he is 13. So I'll go with that. The the what the fourth the third one. No, the fourth. I'm sorry. Yeah, that one right there.
Okay.
How did I do?
You still have four more questions left.
Did I get in of them right?
I can't tell you till the end. It's one of those tests that you tell me till
Okay.
the end.
Okay, I gotta do these here right here.
Yes.
Which of the following does not contribute to the full for
For binding,
the full binding tone of the passage? Um, Hendek
Hendrix.
Henders asking David question about himself and his past. Uh, David has been captain, right? And,
Yes.
and small and animals like rats and group geograph of food. David doesn't say much and answer question with few words. David does not re, 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 reason re,
React.
re to hand hand
Hendrix.
Hendrix plan of first of fighting fighting the Russian, right?
Yeah. David does not react to Hendrix planning to fight the Russians.
David has been kept. Well, again, David has been questioned. Uh, David doesn't say much. I'm gonna go with David has been captured. Small animal. This is another one I got to do.
Yep.
Okay. Which are the following? Which is the following statement best support the phase the uh,
Supports
uh, pi,
Pilar's position.
pi, pi, Pilar pile portion. Did I say that right?
Position.
Position. There are more than 1.6 million homeless children in the United States each year, according to the National Center of Family Homeless. All, a large number of facts, and including prop, 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 what's that? POV
Poverty.
poverty, dismiss, dismiss, force,
Domestic
VOI.
violence.
Pardon?
Domestic violence.
Okay, yeah, domestic violence and foreclosure,
Foreclosure.
foreclosure contribute to homeless. The U.S. confirmed
Conference.
Commerce, Mary and 200 and 205
2005.
2005 started a 30% of homeless people suffer from additional
Addiction.
federal addiction. Federal government, the federal government, state, the government, and organization each have their own difference of
Definition.
homeless. Okay.
So basically what it's trying to explain, just to give me a little bit to speak here, organizations each have their own definitions of homelessness. So it's defining what you have. Everybody has an interpretation and opinion of what a word means.
I like number 2 for that.
Okay.
Which of the following statement best support O land position? Olin post position. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Over 5% of these ooh you are Cuban of the Cuban homeless population are un uncompressed. What's that word? Un uncompressed. I can't
Okay, let's see.
right
Which of the
here.
following statements best supports Alina's position? 5% of the urban homeless population are unaccompanied minors, which means they're alone. They're not accompanied by their parents.
Yeah. 1996 student con conclude
Concludes.
that conclude that 40% of homeless men saved in the army, armed force. People who live in poverty are most at neck of becoming homeless. Not all panhandlers are homeless, and often homeless people do not um panhandle.
Panhandle.
Um, most people, only people. I'm gonna go with people who live in the are becoming homeless.
People who live in poverty are most at risk of becoming homeless, right?
Well, I think I'll go with the last one.
Not all panhandlers are homeless, and often homeless people do not panhandle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here's the last one of the test.
And that take care of the whole. That take care of the whole reading thing.
That's only one part.
One part of it. Okay. P-A-P-I. Palin, Peller, L-A-R. Pala, state, Pala, statements make which of the following assumption, right?
Yep.
That pan, hand down,
Panhandlers.
Panhandling are added to drugs, alcohol, cigarettes.
So 1 minute, let me say it to you. The panhandlers are addicted to drugs and alcohol or cigarettes.
Say that again.
That panhandlers are addicted to drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes.
Yep. And that the panhandle are all from the same background. That's not true.
Okay.
Uh, that the panhandle are mostly minority. That's not true. Panhandle was used their money to buy food. Um, um, Panhandle are addicted to drugs and alcohol and cigarettes.
Okay.
I think I'll take that one up, top one up there.
All right. Let's try to see if it gives me a score here.
Hmm.
Next.
There.
All right. So it's telling me I'm going to use my email here. I'm going to
Pardon?
use I'm using my email to get the scores for you.
Okay,
I'll
okay.
put up and get it for you. Okay. 1 minute. Why is it doing this to me? I just signed into this. That's like about that password. Okay. You see, came to me. Oh, wait. We go. You got a 3 out of 10. Needs to
Pardon?
start.
How many did I get?
3 out of 10.
Oh, that ain't no good. Out of all them questions,
Hold on a second. Just give me 1 second here. Yeah, you got 3 out of 10 so far. So let's go over number one.
so that's a D.
Okay, so it says the answer explanation for number one. Okay, so in the passage, the correct answer is one employee. The passage says there was one person working in the office, and she managed to call the police and remain undetected by the thief. Since the
One
person,
employee, one employee, right?
yep,
Okay.
not some employees. So you have to read it closely and carefully on the
Yeah,
identification.
now I remember that. That
Okay.
was good.
Yeah, the more you read this stuff, you'll get better at it. Trust me. It's not you'll get if you're a quick learner, you understood your mistake right away. Hey, it happens. It's not a you're still learning the stuff. So just take it one step at a time.
Okay.
Okay, back to all questions. Let's see what we got here. Question two. You answered 5 p.m. I thought that was it too, but wait a second. Let me get the answer explanation. Maybe we both need something. Oh, okay. So they're meaning by the end of the time.
Eight.
Yep.
It was
Correct
eight.
answer is 8 p.m. While employees normally must leave at 5 p.m., employees are allowed to stay until 8 p.m. if it is necessary. So that makes sense
Right.
because if they're working from 8 to 5, and let's just
R-
say they were
Right.
absent or something, or they miss work and they have extra work to do, then they stay till 8. But then they have to leave at 8.
Right.
No periods, ifs, ands, or buts about it. So basically, the key to this is just reading the material and interpreting it correctly and taking your time because you will have all the minutes and time you can have for this test. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's 45 minutes for each section.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to all questions. Now, there is some good news here. You got number 3 correct. You knew that it was a building you were talking about for this. It's not a garden, it's not a system, it's not an idea. We're talking about a building with employees, a company that people go to work to every day, like a school building, or maybe a security building. So you got that one.
Yeah, yeah, that's I said the building, right?
Yeah, the correct answer is a building. A premises is a house or a building,
That was
along with
what
its
that was right.
yeah, along with its land and any smaller buildings like parking structures. The word building, like for instance, I live in a building with other roommates, so it's
Mhm.
considered a building. Anything that has a like toilets, whatever, rooms, beds and stuff is considered a building, like
Yeah,
apartment or a house, stuff like that. Fits
right.
best in the meaning of a sentence. In the past, employees were allowed to stay in an office building, business building, whatever, apartment building, house building in the evening. So that's how you got that right.
Mm.
Okay, let's go to number 4. You got number 4 correct.
I got that right, didn't I?
Yes. So this is very good because this is actually one of the harder questions. Which choice would you most effectively way to use this email fact sheet? The email should be used to explain why the company is instituting new rules. The fact sheet would be used to an easy reference for employees to keep their at their desk. So for companies to secure their employees correctly, they need to come up with new rules. Like, for instance, if you're working at a school, they come up with new policies and procedures all the time to protect their teachers and students, just in case if there's like a shooter outside of the school, or if they come within the school, or certain hours that they're not supposed to be at the school because it's just one of those things. So you definitely understood that question. So number 5. So you picked the narrator, but the narrator is not correct. Answer
Let me see.
explanation is Hendrix. The
Hendress.
correct answer is Hendrix. The paragraph begins Hendrix glanced
Uh-huh.
down. So anytime they're stating a person's name, that usually is what it means. If it's stated the author's name, it would be the author. If it's stating the narrator's name, it would be author. If it's stating David, it would be David. This implies that the paragraph is from Hendrick's point of view. When it says S apostrophe, it belongs to them. So it's a
Mm,
possession.
mm,
So it's like Thomas Kilbasinski's Project Strategies America is recommended for reading or purchases. It
right.
belongs to me. It's my book. So that's what it basically is saying.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next question. Questions number 6. Okay, so you picked, it suggests that David is lost and doesn't know where he's at. That's not correct. Unfortunately, the correct answer is suggests that David is more like a 7-year-old than a 13-year-old because
So I
he's
didn't
not.
I got that one right?
No, you
Yeah,
got it wrong.
I
You
got
got
it
it.
wrong.
Yeah, because you
It's
said
up at the top. It was 13, right?
yeah, but you picked. It suggests David is lost and doesn't know where he is. Here, let me show you. See where it has that filled in right
Yeah,
here?
yeah. Okay, I see it.
That's your answer that you picked.
Yeah.
And then
It,
right
yeah,
here, actually the answer right here.
yeah, 13.
So he's not acting his age. David's more like a 7-year old than a 13-year old. It's not normal for a 13-year old to hug a teddy bear.
Yeah,
Sometimes, perhaps a traumatic experience has happened to David that has prevented him from maturing normally. So this could be, from parents beating their kids or maybe just not learning a position like normally. They could have a disability. It might not even have nothing to do with their
mm,
parents. Okay. Questions about number 7. Okay. So for this one, you picked this one. David has been catching small animals like rats and gophers for food. But the correct answer for this one is Hendricks asked David questions about himself in the past. The correct answer is Hendricks asked David questions about himself in the past.
yeah,
David's strange behavior, speaking little, living off the rodents, and not caring about the Russians shows the strangeness of the destroyed world. And it
yeah,
adds the tone of the forbidding the things are bad and how bad they will get.
yeah,
So does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay.
How many more you got to look at?
3 more.
3 more?
Yeah, so right here you pick this one. A large number of factors, including poverty, domestic violence, foreclosure, contribute to homelessness. That is actually true. But let me tell you what, like I explained to you at the library, there's always 2 good answers and 2 bad answers.
Mm-hmm.
So this one was probably in second place. And then the first one is in the answer explanation here. So, wait a second. Why is it not letting me go down? Hold a second.
The U.S.
Hold it. There we go.
Yeah, the U.S. confirmed
Conference.
mayoral in 2000 and 2005 state, state that 30% of homeless people suffer from
Suffer
addiction.
from addiction. Yes. So that's the biggest.
That's what, did I pick that one?
No, you didn't. No, you
Which
didn't.
one?
Okay, let me show you what you picked because I just so you know there's no doubt about it. See right here where the circle is filled in?
Yeah,
That's where you
a
that's
large number of forces, right?
yeah,
And
this makes sense, including poverty, low income, domestic violence, and foreclosure continue to homelessness. Because foreclosure is happening a lot for people when it
right,
comes to people with lack of income.
right,
Domestic violence, man and wife might decide to divorce or they might not want to be together.
right,
So, or they get one person gets kicked out of the house because they don't belong together and they might not have nowhere else to go.
right.
Okay. So let me just make sure understand this here. So it's the U.S. Conference of Mayors, mayors that get together within their cities and tell all about it, basically. In 2005, stated that 30% of homeless people suffer from addiction. And I'm sure that's up today than what it was 20 years ago. Let's see here. We got number 9. And you picked not all panhandlers are homeless. Often homeless people do not panhandle. That might be an effective answer, but what I've seen in Philadelphia, most of them do panhandle and they don't want to do anything for themselves. They want to depend on other people. So just that way. So answer explanation basically says a 1996 study concluded that 40% of homeless men served in the armed forces, which is very sad. That means basically that the veterans haven't been provided with their income. And I'm telling you what, that is the saddest thing that America can pretty much do, because that's what they've been doing for a long time. They've been abusing the veterans and making, and they've served their country. What the heck is ailing? It's sad. Country doesn't appreciate people going out and dying for our country. But when it comes to them owing money and stuff like that, they want them to basically pay up, which is sad.
So I should have picked the one 1996.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Number 10, you got correct. You got correct. Let's see here. Which one is this? The panhandlers are addicted. See, you got that one right. Drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes. Because it's cost dependent. The panhandlers addicted to drugs, alcohol, and it's so cost dependent. I mean, you thought it was cost dependent now. Try to think figuring it out 20 years later. It's one of those things. So you definitely hit the money on that. And that's the last one for this test.
This is the last one?
Yeah. What I would recommend is us just with the way this pace is going, we got a little under an hour. If we go through another test, I think it would fall you off a little bit. I think it's better just to end it here because we only got like 10 minutes left. I mean, if you want to go through another test, we can. But
No. We think on the same level. Let's do
okay,
this one. How did I do?
you did 3 out of 10, which is a 30%. You need to have an 80.
You
And
gotta make
I
this.
already know what the problem is. You're not paying attention to the key points of the story, but once you get it revolved in your head and remember it, then you won't have a problem.
Right.
That's the most difficult parts with these type of tests because it's just one of those things. So what we'll do is here's how we're going to do these sessions. We'll do 50 to 55 minutes of a test. And then we'll go through the explanation of the questions, which we did already. But what I want to basically do here for the next 8 minutes is basically give you advice and pieces of advice on something. Like, for instance, you got 40 some years over, so you know how it is with the earth and stuff like that more than I do with that part. But on this part, when it comes to the reading part, take your time on reading material. I'm going to give you this link so you can go through it again, and we'll go through the second passage tomorrow.
Right.
And what I would advise you to do is just look at the key points. Like, for instance, when you said some employees instead of one employee, that means you didn't pay attention to the key parts of that question. Paying attention to the key parts of that question. Let me look down through. Okay. Let's just go. Let me see if I can see what this is. Let's see. Back to all questions. Okay, so no, it doesn't.
How many question was in that?
10.
10 question, and I only got 3 out of 10.
Yes.
That's not good. But I mean, hey, listen, I did something.
So here's the thing. I think you're very close to passing it. I think the problem is that when you're reading the story, you're not remembering some of the information. And you have to remember as much as you can.
Right.
Like, especially when you're doing one-on-one with a tutor, retaining information is going to be so critical of who is who, who's Hendrix, who's the author, who's the narrator, who's David. Those are knowing who it is. Like for instance, Sammy Dix is the learner. Thomas Kobasinski's the tutor. What is the tutor's job? The tutor's job was to get you to enhance your reading information so that you know how to understand these questions.
Right.
Like, for instance, on your part, you're the learner. Now, let's just say if we wanted to go and wrap it around the other end. Okay, so you're 83. So you got 40 years of experience. You've been through a lot more than me, obviously, doubling the years. So there's, I'm sure a lot of dramatic stories you could tell me in your life, other than like me. I mean, yeah, I have some dramatic stories, but there's a lot, there's a lot that goes on in people's lives that over 80 years and 40 years. So you would be the expert on that. You know what I mean? So you could tell me if the gas was 25 cents back then. You know what I mean? And things weren't that expensive back then. So
Yeah.
there's different levels of expertise. Nobody's better than anybody here. Nobody's at a lower level or anything like that. We learn off of each other, and that's how it goes. And if there's something that I'm doing wrong on this end, like I like how you were immediately open minded to saying, "Hey, yeah, we can stop this test and go do the other test tomorrow."
Yeah.
Because that's
Well,
what we should do.
well,
So we don't burn it.
like you did this here, but how can I get this information and go and be tried? You know what I mean?
I'm going to give you the information in your email.
Oh, you gonna even?
Yeah, I'm going to send you a link just like this one, and then you
But
guys can go through it together.
let me ask you a question, and then
Sure.
I see all the correct and the correct.
Yes.
You
Yes.
must have
Yes.
you just sent it.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right. So I will see all the, and then I could just practice on that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Basically, you can take the test over as many times as you want.
So now on this here also, there's one more portion to the reading, right?
Yeah. So let me just go back to this real quick. Let me go back up here and
And see
see.
how many questions is in that one.
Passage two. It's taking its time. Hold it. All right. I don't know why it's not giving me two. I do not know why it's not giving me. Yeah, it's not giving me section two. I'm almost assuming that section two, though, is the same thing as section one because they have an even amount of text. It's a GED sample test. We have to point out the key points.
It's only it's just it's one more section.
Yeah, there's view passage one and view passage two.
Well, how many
So
questions in that one?
it might all just be one. It might all just be 10 questions.
It'll be 10 just like it was in the first one.
Yes, yes,
And so that would cover the reading.
yes.
Okay, well, I need to get all these two together, and then I'll study them, and then you drill me on them. You drill me on them till I get them right.
Yeah, so let me do this. Let me go to your email address. Let's see. It's either you or your son's email address. Let me get this sent out right away. Let's see. Too much going on here. Let's see. Okay. Now, um, okay. There's that. I just sent it over. So it's a link that you can go through over and over again. Based,
Pardon?
so yes. Oh, you didn't hear me? Okay. It's a link that you can go through over and over again, uh, with your son as well as me. We can go through that same test tomorrow, and I'm bet you're going to be quicker at it.
You want to go
Because
through?
when you,
You
yeah,
want me go? You want to go through the same test tomorrow?
it'll probably be better because it's the same section, or I can pick out a different as well. Because there's plenty of information on Google search engine about this stuff.
Well, why don't we do it this way? Tomorrow we'll go through the same test. Let you read it, then I'll go right behind you and read it. And I
Yeah,
think,
that's not a problem. How again, you're paying me to do this job. So you tell me how you want me to do it. I'm always open-minded to feedback. That is not an issue at all. We can do the
okay,
same thing as many times as you want. That's not an issue. Because
okay,
guess what? I mean, I will say this. Your reading needs to improve to pass this test. Because some of the reading stuff you were it was not even that hard to read, but I get it. Some people struggle with it, and it's time pacing. You don't want to read through it like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You know what I mean? With real big names, or Mississippi, or Kilbasinski,
yeah,
or Kalbaskowski, or whatever. All Polish names.
yeah,
So my idea to you would be to read books if you have any in the house, read some different types of things. I mean, I can give you some extra material too as well if you want to do that. But I think it's best to do one-on-one studying with me on the testing because I have experience about, going back to when I was 18, helping out my brother, helping out other relatives, helping out friends to get to where they need to go with this stuff. So, I mean, the material's there for you to study. And I think you can get through it quickly as long as you retain your information. That's what I'm
yeah,
going to say.
yeah. Okay,
And,
well,
and then if your son has any questions, he can always call me or text me at any time.
yeah. All right, well, Thomas, we're gonna call it quit for the day,
Yep.
and and then tomorrow we'll start about the same time. Is that
Yes,
good?
absolutely. Yes. Yep.
Okay, and so you sent that over.
Yes. If your son has any
It
questions or you have any
is
questions,
it on the phone or on the computer?
it's on the computer, sir. It's on the computer. It's in his email address. If he
Okay,
can't get to the link, I can send the link back over again.
okay. Well, but it's on the computer. You said.
Yes, it is. It's an email.
Okay. All right. Well, I might get a chance. I get Sam to go back over with me.
Yes, no problem. Anytime if you like I said, you got an hour and so far.
Okay.
So I think we were pretty successful today at getting it. At least you didn't get zero correct because some of them people have actually got 0 out of 10 on that. Yes, I think here's another thing too. Let's look at the bright side of this. You were very, very close at getting at least 60% correct because some of them, look, they're interpretation questions. Okay. If your reading level is low, you're going to have a hard time identifying the issue. But once I explained it to you, you got it real quick. So
Well, I lock on to it.
yes,
Uh,
that's right. So you're not a stupid man. It's just one of those things in which quick learning is inhaled right there. Like for me, I'm going through some difficulties with my doctorate program where I have to write case studies. Well, guess what? I can't write it in 2 seconds. When I wrote my books, I can't write those in 2 seconds. That takes time. Just
yeah.
like reading a paragraph and understanding what it's about.
Right.
That's why I mean, for me, patience is not one of my best things in the world. But
Right.
when it comes to students, I have the best patience in the world with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All
let's
right.
restart it tomorrow at 3 p.m. and then get another hour in. And let's see, get a 7 out of 10. Seven out
Yeah.
of 10. There you go. I
Well,
mean, we're on.
well, at least we're getting started. So I'm not trying to say this here to make me feel good or make you feel good, but at my age, I'm gonna
Oh,
get
and
that.
that's another thing too. I'll send you the podcast, dude. The session, excuse me, because I have it recording so that your son can hear it as well.
You have it recorded?
Yes, I do. This is the first time ever I've ever recorded any clients.
Okay.
I'm trying it out to see how
Well,
effective
if
it
you
is.
send it to me, will that go to my phone or
Yes,
what?
I can send it to you via email.
Okay, send it to me, and and I'll just listen to it over.
All right.
And now tomorrow we're gonna read out the answer so that and then you can record it, and then
However you want to do it. However you want to do it.
and so that then I know I remember. You'll say here is the right answer, and we'll
Yes.
do it through all of them. Even if I get it right or wrong, you still just point out the right answer. And then what I do, I listen to it at night, maybe, 15, 20, hour, whatever time it takes. Get up in the morning and listen to it.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Hey,